Hello there and welcome to this short introductory video to A Level History. My name is Jonny and I'm one of the two history lecturers here at Calwyth alongside Louise. We will briefly outline the requirements of the course and then have a couple of students who have put together their views. The course is broken up into 3 units, one on the British Empire, one on Germany and a coursework unit on America. The Empire and Germany units are both examined at the end of 2 years and are each worth 40% of your total grade. The coursework is worth the remaining 20%. You will have one exam paper on each of the 2 larger units, which lasts 2.5 hours. These will test your ability to understand historians' interpretations of the past, to assess and evaluate the value of primary sources, and to reach judgments about the relative importance of causes and consequences and the significance of individuals or groups. All of the skills of weighing up evidence, information, and applying a critical eye to sources are crucial and applicable to not only a range of professions, but also to help you understand and navigate the world today. We regularly try to draw comparisons and discussion about our course content to relate it to the issues facing modern society and what we can learn from the past and how it will affect our future. The first topic we will be looking at is the British Empire from 1857 to 1967. This is a really important and significant topic, not only for a better understanding of how Britain ended up today politically and economically, but also in seeing how it has shaped our society and culture. Further, it will provide you with an understanding of the international relationships and institutions that still dominate the world today, as well as allow you to reflect on the current debates and issues that are a remnant of our imperial past. The unit itself charts the rise and growth of the empire in the first year, before in the second year looking at the impact of the 2 world wars on the British Empire's decline. This unit covers so much through the lens of the British Empire, from politics, economics and international relations, to social and cultural history, as well as military history and riots and revolutions. We'll also get to look at the impact of important individuals, from Gladstone and Disraeli to Gandhi and Mandela. And we will see the impact of the empire around the world, with references to North and South America, Africa, the Middle East, Asia and Europe. I'm now going to hand over to my fellow history lecturer Louise, who will discuss with you the Germany and America units.
Thank you, Jonny, for saying about what we do to start with, so covering the British Empire and talking to you about exam structure. So what else do we cover at Calwyth in terms of our history course? We also cover Germany. So we look at Germany from 1918 to 1945, and we look at the end of World War I, we look at the formation of the Weimar Republic in operation and then its collapse. And then we go on to look at the rise of the Nazis and then the Nazis in power. And then we look at the role of the Nazis in the Second World War. And then we look at how it all comes crumbling down on the 8th of May, 1945. For those of you that may have done GCSE Germany and covered those topics already, just to say to you that we do go into a lot more depth. It's a lot more analytical and there's a lot more kind of in-depth analysis of primary sources, which makes it a lot more interesting and you really get to go into things in a lot more detail. Finally, the last thing that we look at is the coursework unit, which is on America from the 1760s to the 1860s. Within this, we look at the original 13 colonies, and then we look at them breaking away from the British in the War of Independence. And then we look at the formation of the United States of America, and we look at the way that that forms divisions and conflict that arises, which ultimately leads to the outbreak of the Civil War in 1861. And we really try and analyse and think about why that Civil War broke out. For the coursework, you'll be writing an extended piece of writing, an essay of about 4,500 words. It's a really detailed piece of work, but it's very beneficial in terms of setting you up and getting you ready for university. And there's a lot of independent study in relation to the coursework unit, but we obviously will help you and guide you with that as well. Okay, so we will look forward to seeing you at Calwyth, look forward to welcoming you at Calwyth. And the last thing to do is to turn the information now over to the students, and we've got some past and present students who will tell you why you should come and study history at Calwyth. Thank you, bye.
Hi, I study A Level History at Calwyth College. I really like it because the teachers are so amazing and we go above and beyond for all the students, and the topics which we cover are so interesting. These include the British Empire, democracy and Nazism in Germany and USA coursework. History here just allows for so many opportunities and it's just a really good subject to consider taking.
I love studying history at Calwyth because we cover some really interesting topics such as the British Empire and Germany from 1918 to 1945, and each topic requires different skills for the exam. Also, in your individual research project, which we do the birth of the USA, you can choose your own element of it and develop your research skills. I'm now hoping to study history at degree level.
Hi, my name's Miles Tarrant, and for 2 years I studied history at Callywyth College. I suppose the main thing that drew me into the course at Callywyth was the amount of depth that you go into. The course is so comprehensive. You tackle subject areas like the British Empire or Germany from so many different angles and topic areas. There's really something for everyone in there. And if there's some topics that you don't fancy, the likelihood is that there's someone else that is interested in them. And that's where class discussions come into play, which are actively encouraged by the lecturers. Which is another thing. The lecturing at Callywyth is superb. My history teacher, Louise, supported me greatly throughout my 2 years and really had an infectious enthusiasm that caught on to both me and the class and kept me looking forward to each history lesson I went to. The course delivery is brilliant, and you're provided with numerous physical and digital resources to pick apart and really help you through the course, so that the whole thing is really well put together and you're bound for success.
I enjoy studying history at Calwyth College because it's an insightful topic where I learn the history of our ancestors but also the cultures. You'll be supported throughout this entire process by your teachers as well.
I love studying history at Callywyth College because all the lessons are always really engaging and everyone in the class always gets involved, and we've had lots of opportunities for extra trips.
Hi there, my name's Ian Lamb and I used to study history at Callywyth College. I would like to take a few minutes to talk about why it is important to study history and why you should consider studying history at Callywyth College. It is important to study history because of its relevance to other humanities. For example, in the field of economics, it is important to understand historical events in order to understand economic thinkers such as Hayek, Keynes and Friedman, who were very much influenced by certain events which you will study if you choose to study history at Callywyth College, such as the 1923 hyperinflation crisis and the Wall Street crash. Similarly, in the field of English literature, it is very important to understand the historical context in order to better analyse texts. A good example of this would be King Solomon's Mines, which was heavily influenced by the impact of the scramble for Africa in the late 19th century, back at home in the United Kingdom. Now as to why you should study at Callywyth College. The course content gives a broad overview over modern history and shows you the rise of the British Empire in the terms of new imperialism right until its evolution to the Commonwealth, and why we got from one state of affairs, why it expanded and why it contracted. Similarly, the second component shows how Germany went from 1918 and the collapse of the German Empire to the Third Reich and the Third Reich's eventual demise in 1945. It goes through the key problems that the Weimar Republic faced and addresses the issues of why Hitler became the Führer of Germany in 1933 and why eventually he failed in 1945. The third component of the course is on American history from just before the Revolution up until the end of the American Civil War. It is of course very interesting to study how America came from a colonial state to being one of the most powerful states in the Western Hemisphere and indeed later on in the world. And it's good to understand how the state came to be despite the many challenges that it faced in its infancy. And this ties into the course structure as being a reason why you should study at Callywyth College. The third component is coursework based, and this is something that not a lot of students coming up to A-levels will have had experience of. The coursework is very similar to what you will experience at university and will give you a good understanding of how it works. And this is very much furthered by the brilliant staff at Calywith College, Louise and Jonny, who were outstanding in helping me and my coursework and getting my head around things such as, everything from footnotes to bibliographies. So, all in all, I would highly recommend you going to Calywith College and studying history because of its immense importance in understanding the world around us, and because of the great support and the great course and the great ethos that is at Calywith College. Thank you.